And welcome to this video on the latest version of DMT, which is 1.9. Yeah, I'll be running you through the new features and changes, and yeah, let's get to it. Cool. So I've got DMT open here, and let's just begin with the browser. So the browser has seen some improvements here. For instance, can we now organize favorites in under the user tab here, and you can simply add a favorite by clicking on this icon here, and as you can see, then the user flashes briefly, and then you have them added here, which is great because the list got pretty long at some point, and then I thought we'd do that. Cool. Next up, we have our imports folder, which is which holds the themes that you manually import. This could be third-party themes via the import function here, and that's all neatly organized in here now. Okay, what else have we got? Yeah, so we have our software and content update field here up here. So if you click that, then you get forwarded to the settings, and the tab is the content updates, which is new, and it shows you what you have installed, and then you have two options here: background and manual. Right? You can also check for updates here, which would be more relevant to manual, obviously. But let me explain these two really quick. So background means that your content will be automatically updated, and so this is what this means is that whenever I find something in the themes that need tweaking, or I want to change like minor details and do quality improvements, then I can publish this to GitHub, and if you have background enabled, it'll update your themes stealthily, which is great because that way you can simply receive quality improvements of the content, among other things, which I'll come to in a second, which is auto setup actually. Cool, that's that. Let's see what else we got here. The global settings have changed slightly, so the refresh chime is now here. Used to be in the engine settings. Then you have your software updates here and onboarding, and then you can enter a username. The username will show here whenever you make a change a version here. Then you'll see your username will appear here. So we have editing provenance, so to speak. Cool. What else? Yeah. So. This is now in idle mode here. These two ASCII colons here, but it'll indicate if a software update is available. It'll show you an S, or if a content update is available. That's kind of indicative of what you should update. Nice. So let's go to new kit here. This is, by the way, this is new kit. This is an old theme that I'm bringing back upon popular requests. Yeah, I always liked it. It's not too bad. Let me just zoom out a little bit here. Yeah, oops. Yeah, that's why I like to keep this one on actually, because it's easier to zoom here. Okay. Cool. Where was I? Yeah, exactly. So let's come back here to user imports. These little V icons here indicate the amount of version snapshots snapshots that you have, and you can now click on them to open this up, so you don't have to come in up here, right? Which is great. So, then we have shortcuts for. So yeah, and also the browser. That's an important one, because we have shortcuts inside the file tree here. We don't need to change the versions up here. So for instance, I have two packs installed. This is red version 2 and version 4, and I can change these. I can alternate between them, in place, right? So if you just, so that's one thing that I'm going to correct as well. It always kind of messes with the folder expansion, but you can hit Command and click, and then that way you can expand or collapse all of them. So yeah, anyway, so in a hotfix I'll be addressing this, but you can switch right here. So that's quite convenient. It corresponds to this here, right? So it's the same thing, as you can see. Yeah, just a convenience thing. Okay, so that's good. Next up, we have general performance improvements. As you can see, the window management is now fairly fast. This has started to lag too much for my personal taste. That's why I've kind of fixed all this by caching aggressively here, and the results are really good. So you have very fluid redraws here, and that's all nice and snappy. Cool. What else have we got? Yeah, let me just go through the main through all the list of small improvements. Yeah. So for instance, we have if we now select something here, we can right click and say add color preset. So it should actually switch to the swatches, but hey ho, I'm gonna bear that in mind and change that. We can also click on the eye here, holding Command, right, and that brings us to the swatches. So that's the swatch that we just added. Let's add one over here. Then you have that. So there's two modes for that. That's this is basically this is your memory. These are the swatches that you've manually added, and this is the swatch history. So this basically records all the changes that you made in the color settings here, in the in the color engine here, and you can then go back and look at your color history. Also, obviously, just hit it and update it. Right? We want to undo that. Cool. So that's convenient. Up here, no changes really. What else have we got? So this is a feature from the previous version, 1.8, but worth mentioning regardless. So if we, for instance, attach a color operator here and some other random place, for instance here, we now have the option to filter them by operator. So this would filter for all groups that have operators attached. So if you do that, it'll show you all groups with their respective operators, right? This one here is for locked groups. So if we now go ahead and lock some random groups, whatever, something like that, then this lock appears here, and you can click on that, and it'll show you. I'll just collapse this. It'll show you all the locked groups, right? You can have them on at the same time. Just bear in mind that this will obviously hide stuff that it's not within the scope of the filter. So that's a good thing. Now we have our indicator mode here. I'm just going to use accent real quick because it's right here. Users of DMT will know that we have an indicator mode, which accent. Okay. Reorganize the groups here. So, but yeah, that's basically indicating what corresponds to what, right? And if it so happens that your theme collides with this indicative color here, then you can come up here and just change that color, right? So to make sure that everything remains visible. Okay, that's a novelty as well. Cool. What else have we got? Yes. So important to understand is that if we filter for locked groups, we can right-click on the lock and say Save Lock Group, right? And we test, and then you can recall them from here. Okay, which is useful for a range of things, but yeah. Okay, let's just go back to NewKid and take a look at tracks, because I think now we have everything covered. That is that is of a minor nature. Let me just reset all this here. Yeah, let's like do that. Oh yeah, one more thing. You can now use the history. Let me just click that. You can now use the history, the undo history, to A/B your edits. For instance, if I were to come in here and do that, and then change that, like so. A couple of changes, meaningless ones obviously for the sake of this demo. If you now come in here, we can use the arrow keys. Oh yeah, here we go. I think I've got aggressive refresh on, so sometimes it swallows a refresh. But you get the idea. You can then toggle back and forth between your edits. Let's just change this real quick. Come to the settings and go to the engine room. Go conservative, and this makes this ensures that we get proper refresh. Takes a bit longer, but it does work more reliably. Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's I guess that's understood. Let's go back to this and then collapse our history. This is basically flatten history here. Do that. And then we kill the history. Nice. Another thing worth mentioning is that we have a shortcut which is tilde on a regular keyboard size. So I'm on a UK keyboard here on my MacBook Pro, and this is the section key. This is the key left of number 1, yeah, below escape. And if I hit that, the color picker appears. All right, so I can just like go ahead and get. This is the reverse search picker, by the way. So if we were to just pick this, yeah, so it's the reverse search picker. Cool. The beauty is that's just right below escape. Is if I decide that I do not want to search for a parameter, I can just like hit escape and exit that. Yeah, that's pretty convenient. So let's take a look at this this way. So if I collapse these panes here, and kind of wanna, I'm too lazy to come down here to expand it. I can always hit the color picker, and that'll expand automatically, right? So that's kind of a shortcut to go to expanded, the fully expanded window focus. Right. So what else have we got? Yeah, so we have search history. So search history is useful if you kind of alternate between, go back and forth between different parameters that you're trying to balance out. And if I hit Command F, we're obviously searching here, and so retro, and I come down here. This is obviously all new. So this is it's been greatly improved. Come down here, and now we search for that. Let's then hit retro again because it's a nice and long list. Let's do handle 2 and do that. Maybe let's search for whatever surface something. Surface area focus, whatever. And let's do another one. Surface highlight. Cool. And now you can do two things to display the search history. You can either do Alt down arrow on the keyboard, which opens the search history. And then you can immediately navigate in the previously selected through the previously selected parameters and hit enter. Yeah, same goes for our group search. As you can see, everything is much snappier. But yeah, let's just look for live dials and continue, and let's go and search for meters. Yep, it's the main meter here. Great. And let's hit Alt down again, and then they have your groups, right? Just a quick reminder: it's Control F is for find, and then Control Shift F is for groups. So I can alternate between those. Right? As you see, you can also toggle this folder icon here. Then we have this here, which is the same as hitting Alt down arrow. Right. Cool. I guess this is it for the general improvements. In the next video, I'll be showing you tracks and what it can do for you in this version. I think it came out quite nice, and it basically keeps all your tracks in in a live session automatically colored and in sync. But more on that in the next video. I'll see you then.